It must sound like a broken record by now, but the weather still remains very active across parts of Europe, especially in northwestern areas after powerful storms blasted the region with strong winds and heavy rainfall. In this quick forecast, I'm going to be giving you an update on what I'm expecting across Europe over the next 5 days, which covers the time period before a significant pattern change begins. Now with that said, let's get straight into this video. As always, I like to get started in the northwest of Europe. A new storm has already moved in just on the heels of a powerful system which impacted Ireland and the UK over the weekend. This new storm is spreading some gusty winds and rainfall, but nothing really major, and this will continue this evening into the night. Then, as this first system spreads north and eastward tonight, another storm will quickly move across Ireland and the UK by Tuesday morning. Yellow warnings have been issued for this system tomorrow, which is Tuesday, across southern England into Wales. Even though this storm is smaller and a little weaker compared to previous systems, it will be taking a track favorable for a swath of strong winds to move over land instead of staying more confined to mountains and coastal areas. And now, taking a brief look at the wind map for tomorrow, you can see how those strong winds come in from the south and then spread through southern England and parts of Wales. So places like London, England should look out for some gusty winds tomorrow. And now pushing this forward, the next stage of this storm will manifest itself as a snowstorm by Tuesday night into Wednesday, as moisture from this low pressure area pushes into southern Scandinavia where cold air is in place. I would be watching out for a band of snowfall to develop all the way from southern Norway into Denmark and then down through Poland and Ukraine. Even after these two low pressure areas move in, a large region of unsettled weather will continue streaming off the Atlantic and into Western Europe between January 3rd and the 6th. This will allow for a prolonged snowfall event to continue across this region. This now brings us into northeastern Europe, where we have a strong high pressure area which I talked about in one of my reports a few days ago. This high-pressure zone is the main culprit for a prolonged snowstorm over Scandinavia into Central and Eastern Europe. The high-pressure zone will cause some extremely cold and potentially dangerous temperatures, especially in the Nordic and Baltic countries into Western Russia. And as you can see here on this map, we could have temperatures dipping down as low as -30 to 35 degrees Celsius in parts of Russia and even into Finland. Orange warnings are in effect from Finland into Russia, all across those areas expecting extreme cold. So if you are included in these warnings, make sure you're aware of the danger of extremely low temperatures. Next up, let's talk about southwestern Europe. Associated cold fronts with the systems impacting northern areas of Europe will descend onto Portugal and Spain starting on January 2nd. A more significant wave of precipitation is likely to arrive by January 4th, and this will come with a cold front, which will then be followed by widespread showers and even colder air. This cold and wet air mass will then spread across Portugal and Spain on January 4th into the 6th, lasting even longer across northern Spain. Lastly, across the Mediterranean, we can expect spotty rain and storms associated with weak low-pressure areas over the next couple of days, but then something particularly interesting will arise on January 5th, and that's actually going to be associated with that colder air and rainfall that crosses Iberia. On January 6th, we're going to see widespread rainfall moving into Italy, with snowfall breaking out across the Alps. We'll then see this storm tap into those warm Mediterranean waters, helping it to grow in size, which will push some rain and snow into other parts of Europe. Further information about what happens after this point will be revealed in my next forecast, so for now, let's just see how much rain and snow you can expect over the next 5 days. For precipitation as a whole, we're expecting some of the heaviest accumulations across Western and Central Europe, and that can be attributed to that ongoing train of storms. Parts of the Iberian Peninsula can expect some heavy rain from cold fronts dipping south, and then most areas around the Mediterranean can expect to see some spotty and isolated rain for the next 5 days. For Western Russia into the Baltic and Nordic countries, little to no precipitation is expected. Now switching this over to snowfall, the primary region of concern for snow accumulation is obviously going to be within this red outline, and this of course is going to be where I expect a prolonged snowstorm. Some of the heaviest snowfall is going to be in parts of southeastern Norway down into parts of Denmark. We're also going to see a region of significant snowfall being possible in parts of northern Poland into southern Belarus, and then we see that swath of snow continue into Russia as that specific storm eventually moves on. Then for southern Europe, we're going to continue seeing snow confined to higher elevations, with even some snowfall showing up in parts of the Iberian Peninsula, Then further east, the French and Swiss Alps look to get a good helping of snowfall as well. And then the same goes for parts of eastern Turkey into the border between Georgia and Russia. That's going to wrap it up for this brief video. So if you have any further questions about the weather this week or the big changes I'm expecting to start by the weekend, definitely drop a comment down below and I'll answer them as soon as possible. You can also like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you haven't already so you never miss a forecast. Thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next update.